Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and freaking early, man. You know it. It's 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, this is kind of a different video. It's actually going to be a little bit about sports, about football. And if you watch my channel, I've said this before. I have nothing against football or sports in general, but I'm just not a big sports. I like sports where I compete against myself. I've always liked. I like even when I was in high school. The only sport I did was track. I threw the javelin. And I've never been a big sports guy. I used to watch the Giants all the time, but I haven't watched football literally in years. And it's just so weird. Yesterday, I have to talk about this because this video is about coincidence and irony also too, because it just amazed me how this happened yesterday. Like I told you guys, I don't watch football at all. And yesterday, I don't know why this was, but I was flipping through the channels and I stopped on a football game, a college football game. And I don't know what it was. I was just watching, looking at the score, and I was watching the fans waving the yellow flags in the stands and stuff. And I just got for a few minutes, for about good 20 minutes, I got caught up in the game. It was between the Michigan Wolverines and the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm surprised I can actually remember those two names. Like I said, I don't watch. I used to watch football. As far as college football, I was never interested in college football. And I just happened to stop on this game yesterday. And besides for that, I actually see this injury that happened to, I think his name is an offensive lineman, ZAK was injured in this game. And he actually broke his leg in this game. And it was a gruesome injury where both bones in the lower leg, the fibula and tibula, were broken. So the bottom half of his foot was basically just hanging loose. There was no bones connecting it. It was just skin. His foot was his leg was bent. And here's the thing that I want to talk about. Not only this bizarre chance that I just happened to turn this game on, which I never do, and actually watch part of the game, which I never do, and I catch this one particular gruesome incident. But not only that, but I actually broke my tibia. I got a bad leg break. I think it's in the same leg. I don't know if it's the left leg. I don't know if ZAK but I had this, so the coincidence was so bizarre yesterday. I just wanted to talk about it briefly. Like I said, I never watch football. And more than that, I have even less interest in college sports. And for some reason, I've just turned on, I started looking at their helmets, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And I was trying, this is honestly what caught my attention, is they have those stickers. I don't even know what those stickers are for on their helmets. I assume they're for doing something. And the Ohio State Buckeyes, I could swear those were pot leaves on their stickers. Are they or are they not? So I was, that's what caught my attention initially. So I started looking at the different teams and their stickers on their helmet. Like you could tell, I'm not a big fan. And I actually got caught up in the game, watching the game. I'm watching the crowd, the flags and everything, and I actually see this. Like I said, it's just so bizarre that out of all the games on TV, I just happened to tune in right at the time to see this accident, this gruesome. I mean, believe me, I feel bad for ZAK. And not only that, but I had almost the same injury that he had. Let me talk about that briefly, because I got to give this guy a lot of credit, because I remember I was 12 years old when this happened, and the pain. That was one of the worst pains I think I've ever felt, and I felt a lot of pain in my life. This is how it happened. It was the very first year I went skiing. And I borrowed a set of skis from my uncle. Never been skiing before. And it was late in the season, so the snow was sticky. It was getting warm. It was in March. It was March 12th, 1976. I still remember the day. That's how badly this hurt. And I borrowed this set of skis. Well, actually, my uncle just gave them to me. And here's the thing that the lesson I learned. That my uncle was bigger than me, and I never reset the bindings. So when you put your boots into the skis, they lock in there, and they're supposed to be set to your weight and your height and everything. So when you fall, they release at a specific, after a specific amount of pressure, they will release. So I never reset them. I just threw them on and went skiing. And my uncle was considerably bigger than I was. So I'm going down a hill. I'm still learning to ski. And me and my friend decided to go down the biggest, one of the Black Diamond Hills here in Southington, Connecticut. And because the snow is sticky, you're going a lot slower. You can't go as fast. So we decided, at 12 years old, I decided to go down one of the biggest hills. And we go to the top. And I still remember looking down this hill. And it just feels like this hill was like at 45, like you're looking straight down. When you're at the top of a Black Diamond Hill, it's just amazing how steep it looks from the top. And I started going down it, and I was going too fast, so I went over to the side, and I didn't realize there was moguls or jumps over to the side. So I made the situation even worse. So I went over to the side, and I actually went over a jump on a Black Diamond my first year skiing with skis that weren't adjusted for me. And I went over the jump, and I fell forward, and the skis never released. So I fell forward, I kept falling forward, and my feet just stayed in the skis. So it eventually got to a point where my leg broke. I swear to God, I remember this. I heard my bone break. It was as loud as a broomstick, just like crack. I had never broken another bone. I had never broken a bone in my life at that point, at 12 years old. And I hit the ground, and it broke. It was a spiral fracture of my tibia, all the way down the leg. And I told when the ski patrol came up, I told them, they said, well, it might not be broken. I said, oh, it's broken. I heard it break. I never broken a bone, but I knew this was broke. Sometimes you'll see people go, well, it might be broken. I don't know if it's broke. Trust me, man. If you break a bone, you will know that it's broke. There's no ifs. When you break a bone, you will know that bone is broke. There's no ambiguity when you break a bone. And so I got taken to the hospital, and I actually spent a week in the hospital with that. Just the tibia, not the tibia and fibula like ZAK. And I'll tell you, I had that cast on my leg for 3 months. And I got it. It went all the way up to my hip, from my ankle to my hip, up to my upper thigh. And I had it reduced to a walking cast, like down to my knee. They cut the big one off, and they put a walking cast on, they call it, after 6 weeks. And I'm going to make another video talking about this. And like I said, it was in March, so it was starting to get warm in April. And I started riding my mini bike with the cast on my leg. I would ride my mini bike with my cast sticking out to the side, my legs up in the air as I rode my mini bike around the yard. And then I started riding my 10-speed with the cast on my leg, with the walking cast on the pedal, pedaling my bike. And the cast slipped off the pedal, and my foot went into the front wheel, the spokes, and chopped up my big toe. I'll talk about that, but that's a whole nother video. I was very accident prone when I was a kid. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. I just wanted to talk about that. It was the coincidence, the irony. You have to wonder if there's some point to this, like why these things happen, or is it just weird coincidence? Yesterday, I never watch football, and when I actually watch it, something big like this happens, where this guy has a gruesome break in his leg, and not only that, but it was almost the same exact injury that I had. The irony and the coincidence, you have to wonder sometimes if there's some meaning to this, or if it's all just chance. All right, I'll be back later with another video. I hope ZINTER, I wish him a quick and speedy recovery, although I know it's probably not going to be. It's going to be very painful. All right, you guys have a good Sunday.